Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers say that they were beaten with batons, sprayed with mace and threatened with flagpoles as they fought to protect the U.S. Capitol from rioters on January 6th. Our next report tells you more about their ordeal.
Tasers, flagpoles, batons, pepper spray and bear mace. These are just some of the weapons pro-Trump rioters used on DC police officers during the Capitol siege on the 6th of January. For DC police chief, it was a horrifying experience he would never forget.
Take that house! Take it now!
It's our worst nightmare really come true, an attack on American democracy right here in the nation's capital. It was horrifying. It was despicable.
Officers who rushed to the scene to assist Capitol Police say they struggled to stay afloat amid a torrent of tear gas, pepper spray and other agents being lobbed at them.
I just remember, people still swinging metal poles at us, and they were pushing and shoving. They were spraying us with, bear mace and pepper spray, and the worst part of it was, we're all getting sprayed. And what happens is it puts you out of service for at least 10 to 15 minutes until you can open your eyes again.
DC officers put their own lives on the line as they battled to protect the seat of American democracy.
I was assaulted from all sides. I was struck with a taser a number of times, I think about a half dozen times. And I remember thinking, as I was pulled out, man, I'm relieved to be outside.
I was there to do my best to keep him out, obviously, and the way I was doing that was with my body. Unfortunately, at that moment, my arms were pinned. I was unable to defend myself, so you saw the guy in front of me rip my mask off. He was also able to rip away my baton. He beat me in the head with it, and once he got my mask off, I was sucking down tear gas and pepper spray and all that stuff. So, it was. I was glad I was able to be there and help when I could, and I was glad to be able to get out of there when I could.
At one point during the riot, Officer Daniel Hodges was captured on video bleeding from the mouth and crying for help. He was crushed in a doorway by the pro-Trump mob. Nevertheless, the officer says he was glad to be there to help defend the Capitol.
If it wasn't my job, I would have done that for free. It was absolutely my pleasure to crush a white nationalist insurrection. And I'm glad I was in a position to be able to help.
Questions remain on the lack of adequate security in Washington on that fateful day. Just how was an armed mob allowed to storm the US Capitol? But if it wasn't for the bravery of these few men and women in uniform, the situation would have ended up being far worse. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Co-presented by Skoda. Simply clever.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.